Looking forward to it.
There we go. I am so pumped to finally meet you, KRISTI Herold, who apparently is not in Toronto right now. Where are you right now?
I am living in a little town called Nosara in Costa Rica for the winter. Very excited to be here. Excited to be here to chat with you, but also really enjoying the hot summer, the hot sunny weather here in Nosara. It's pretty pleasant for sure, given what I hear my team is living through in the north right now. It's pretty chilly up there.
I asked you this question, like where are you right now, before I hit the record button, and I also said, well, you really know how to play. Get away from the cold weather. Is that all part of your thinking around play? You know, putting yourself.
Absolutely. I got up this morning and I walked through the jungle on a little jungle trail, and I saw a sign that I actually love. I love this here. The beach in Costa Rica, they call it playa, spelled play with an A. No. And there was a little hand painted sign pointing this way to the playa, and it made me happy. I actually had my tennis racket on my back. I was walking through the jungle to go play tennis, and I actually shared the picture of the playa sign on my Instagram story this morning because I just love, being able to play. I have to make time for play every day. It's really important to me, and I think I believe a little play every day keeps the doctor away.
If you're watching this video, KRISTI Herold and I will be here for the next 15 minutes or so, talking about it pays to play. Apparently, it pays to play. And here is KRISTI's newest book, how play improves business culture, and apparently improves your personal life as well. I'm Robert Manelson, the creator and facilitator of powerful play experiences, positive workplace mental health for teams. And KRISTI, you rock. You totally rock. I want to thank you for being really open to the idea of sending me a copy of your book to read. I asked you to send me a copy of the book. I want to read it, I said to you. And if you send me a copy in return, I'll write a nice 1 or 2 page testimonial about the book. And then further down the road, as I was reading the book, this idea came to me that we should actually be interviewing you and telling the world about it pays to play. And you're just as energized live as you are in your book. So what's the story on that? What's the story on all the good energy, KRISTI?
The good energy. I don't know. I mean, I guess I got lucky with 2 parents who were pretty supportive parents and encouraged my brothers and I to work for what we wanted in life, but also to get outside and play. I remember the earliest words I remember my mom saying are "Go outside and play. Don't come home till the streetlights are on." I was a kid in the 70s, and that's how we rolled. And we, signed up to play every sport we could, and and not just playing sports, but also played through musical theater. Did a lot of musical theater as a kid. Like, I loved to play in a variety of ways. Played board games, played cards, played tag, played out, I love to play, and I've always loved to play. And I think it's sad that too many people stop playing. And that's the tagline for our company, for Jam, is keep playing. You're never too old to keep playing. George Bernard Shaw says, what does he say? He says, we don't grow old because we stop playing. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. So, we should always keep playing. That's it.
And
always.
I want everybody to know that I'm not here to critique KRISTI or her amazing book. This is the first of 3 interviews that we're going to do. We're here today to honor chapters 1 to 3 in no particular, with no particular agenda in mind, and really celebrate the book and you and Play, because I want people to buy the book. And I want people to buy the book. And where can people go to actually purchase the book?
Amazon is probably the easiest, honestly. Just go right onto Amazon, or you can go to my website, KRISTIHEROLD.com, and the book link is there. But right at Amazon, it pays to play is there and easy to get.
Yes, and so I'm not hiding behind any particular agenda here. I'm being bold and upfront and telling people, buy the book, buy the book. Listen,
I appreciate that.
No, way too easy. I'm going to name three people to you who I'm going to assume that you already know. And I'll tell the audience a little bit about that in a couple of minutes. Do you remember Mark Harrison?
Yes.
Okay.
I know Mark Harrison very well.
Excellent. Do you? How about Kara Golden?
Kara Golden, yes, the CEO of Hint. She's a good friend.
And Bruce Poon.
Bruce Poontip. He is the CEO of G Adventures, and G Adventures before the pandemic used to always have 6 or 7 teams playing sports in our adult in jams, sports leagues, and they went through a real struggle during the pandemic, as did Jam, with the loss of travel industry. But I interviewed him during the pandemic around the importance of play in their workplace culture, and it was great to see. He believes big time in the power of play to help have a thriving workplace culture, and the culture at G was pretty amazing. And I trust that they're building themselves back. Maybe they're fully back up to speed. I haven't caught up with them lately, but yeah, all three of those folks are great people. And
okay, so choose one: Kara Golden, Bruce Poontip, or Mark Harrison. Just pick one.
You pick for me.
No,
I don't want to pick.
No. Just pick a name. Pick a name.
Well, it depends on what the I wrote about both Kara and Bruce in the book. I'm friends with Kara and Mark. I didn't write about Mark in the book, so I'm just not sure the rationale for why you're asking, and so that's probably the better.
I'm playing with you. Just roll with it.
You're playing a game. Okay, let's go with Kara. Okay,
Kara. Kara, for our viewers, Kara is one of many people who have. I love how you phrase this: advanced praise, way at the front end of the book. And Kara is one of many who gifted you with advanced praise. Do you remember what she said? It went something like this: "It pays to play. It pays to play. The book is spot on." She says, "Great leadership means understanding how to create engagement with your team, and KRISTI Herold has definitely mastered this. A must read for anyone interested in understanding and implementing the power of play." So, how do you feel about that?
I mean, fantastic. The people who wrote the advanced praise for me were incredibly generous with their comments, and so appreciated. And Kara, what I love about Kara is I really, first of all, highly respect her. She was the founder and CEO of Hint Water, which is a fantastic naturally flavored, fruit flavored water based in the US. It's delicious. And she's built a really fantastic organization, and Hint really believes in the power of play in the workplace, and hired us to host events for their staff and help connect their work team through play. So it means a lot to me when people who have experienced our jam events as corporate teams also are willing to vouch for the power of it.
Okay, so let's get talking about jam. Okay, we're looking at a photo on page 73. It's the Jam Core Value Award. Does that look familiar?
It sure does. Had it around for years.
So tell me a bit about jam, because it caught me off guard, or caught me a bit, what's the expression? Well, it caught me off guard because as I'm reading chapters 1 to 3, very quickly, you open our minds to the world of jam. And I'm reading the book and I'm going, who is this jam? What is this jam? I thought it was a wonderful play and how play improves business culture. And very early on in the book, a jam makes an appearance. So I want you to tell the readers about jam, because jam is in part behind the storyline to the book. And you quickly introduce jam, and it was sort of like, whoa, who is jam? What is jam? I thought it was a book about play. so
it's both, right? It's definitely a book about play and the power of play, but it's lived through the lens of the company I built called Jam. So in 1996, I started an organization called the Toronto Sport and Social Club. It's sports leagues for adults. And so it's now since grown into, I think we're in 13 different cities in Ontario, Manitoba, and Michigan. And one of the largest adult recreational sport league providers in the world. And when the pandemic hit, we got shut down for over 16 months. And during that time, we knew we had to survive. It was 25 years at that point since I'd started Jam, and I wasn't about to sink with the pandemic. I wanted to stay true to our core purpose, which is connecting people through play. Our vision is to get 1 million people playing. And we have 6 core values, which are chase the vision, deliver what you promise, take pride in what you do.
That's too fast, Kristi. Slow down.
Okay. So our purpose is connecting people through play. Our vision is to get 1 million people playing every year. Okay. And our values are chase the vision, deliver what you promise, take pride in what you do, treat everyone like your best friend, get shit done, and find a better way.
Okay.
So in order to stay.
Okay. So time out. Now I want. That's all covered very well within the first 3 chapters, and you expand on it further into the book. What was the second to last value you mentioned?
Get shit done.
The one before that. Something with friends.
Treat everyone like your best friend.
Okay, so now that people can understand that your book, It Pays to Play, it is the foundational ideas stem from this company that you built.
So yeah, but that's what I was trying to get to for you is that the find a better way is one of the core values. And during the pandemic, we couldn't run our sports leagues, but we wanted to stay true to the core purpose of connecting people through play. So we looked at our core values and we got to find a better way because we can't run sports. How are we going to stay true to our core purpose of connecting people through play? So we started doing virtual team building events for companies, connecting corporate teams through play online. We branded that vertical of the business to Jam. And we liked the name Jam so much, we actually rebranded our entire organization to Jam. So now we have our Jam sports leagues and we have our Jam corporate side, which is doing team building events, both virtual, hybrid, and in-person events now. And we've just started we're branching into a world of consulting in that we're sort of considering ourselves culture catalysts. We're going to help corporate teams who have a good culture get to great culture by integrating a bit of playfulness into the workplace. So that's what Jam is all about. And that's the lens that I wrote the book from, was that with all that experience with play in my life from both the B2C side, the adult sports leagues, as well as the B2B corporate event side of the business.
Okay, thank you for that. A couple of more questions, but let's come back to that core value that uses the word friends. Can you repeat that one more time, please?
Treat everyone like your best friend.
Okay, whether it was intentional or not, do you know that in chapters 1 to 3, you mentioned the word friends or different form, a derivative of friends, or friends, friendships, friendly, etc. Do you know
relationships? Yeah.
Yeah, well, just the word friends, like I know relationships is mentioned often
Sure.
because that's a derivative of friends, but the word friends, friendships, friendly, is mentioned in chapters 1 to 3, no less than 30 to 35 times.
And you know why?
And
Because I'm a big
is that intentional?
No, it wasn't intentional, but the reason now that I mean, it's obvious to me why it's there so often is because when you have friendships in the workplace, your culture is going to be that much stronger. When your employees have friends at work, they're going to be more engaged going to work. They're going to have more energy going to work. They're going to be more trusting of those friends. So they'll be more willing to be vulnerable, to ask for help, or to be more creative with ideas that they're willing to throw out there. If you don't have friends at work, no different than when you were a little kid going to school, if you didn't have friends at school, going to school was torture. And it's the same at work. And what is the easiest way to make friends? The easiest way to make friends is play together. So if you find a little bit of playtime at work, your friendships will form, your bonds will strengthen, your culture just improves massively. And so that I'm really not surprised. I'd never counted. I love knowing that. And yeah.
Well, it caught my attention, the word friends, friendships, friendly, so many times. Oh, that was neat. Somebody just volunteered. I thought the spirit of play just walked behind you. The word friends, friendship, and friendliness caught my eye so many times that I said to myself, I better go back and count. And again, it was about 30. I thought, I wonder if she snuck it in intentionally about 35, at least 35 times.
That's great.
So it was awesome. It was just totally awesome. And I loved it because that was my childhood, right? It was all about friendships, playing on the streets, playing in the neighborhood park, playing at the neighborhood ball field, the schoolyard. I always say to folks today, adults today, come play in our sandbox together. Come play in our sandbox together in our workshops. You arrive as strangers. You arrive, but you leave as friends. You leave as friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
absolutely.
a simple idea to wrap your head around the relationship between play and friendship. Go ahead.
And it doesn't need to change just because we've grown up, right? It's still true that when you play together, you make friends, you become friends.
So let's wrap things up. And I want everybody to know that this is the first of 3 interviews with Kristi. Today was to kind of get our feet wet and kind of look at chapters 1 to 3 in a very haphazard kind of way. And we'll cover off the other chapters in our next 2 interviews. Before we take off, answer the question: how play improves business culture? Your number one strategy or response, your idea about how play improves business culture. What's top of mind for you all the time in terms of answering that question?
Well, who wants to go to a place where, I mean, if the mentality of leadership team is work and play is play and never the two shall meet, who wants to work there if you don't know how to really? And do you want a team of people working with you who are excited to come to work and engaged with the purpose of what you're trying to accomplish at your organization? If you do, it's pretty basic. Have some fun with your work. Make sure there's some playfulness to what you're doing. And I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if your business is financial consulting, or if you're running a daycare center or a marketing firm, or running an airline. I mean, running an airline, let's think about that. They have people's lives in their hands, right? Like it is quite possibly one of the most serious businesses. And yet look at Southwest Airlines. Yeah. They know how to have fun with their work. They communicate playfully. There's just no excuse not to have a little bit of fun at work, no matter what you do.
That's your next book. There's the title of your next book. KRISTI Herold, apparently you are a best-selling author.
Yes,
You're an awesome business owner.
I try my best.
You're a world traveler.
I am, yeah.
Where would you like to send people to learn more about you, the awesomeness that is you, the awesomeness that is the book? Where
I
do you want people to pick up the phone and give you a shout? Where what would you like from folks?
they can go to my website, KRISTIHEROLD.com,
Okay.
and sign up there to join my list if they're interested in getting more info, or follow me on LinkedIn. Lots of ways to connect for sure. Thanks for having me today, Robert. Great to connect with you.
It's great to connect with you. For somebody like myself who's not an avid reader at all, I'm just enjoying the ride, reading your book. It's an easy read. It's an inspirational read. And what I mean by easy, this is not complex, and that's how you write it.
It's not.
That's it. That's the whole approach to it, is that we all can do this and we all need to do this, and it's not that complex.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Thank you for pointing that out. It's a very easy read. It can be a very quick read. A lot of people have, sat down and read it in a morning, and it's not a daunting read at all, but it plants some seeds for people, I think, that are really powerful, and easy to implement. It's not that difficult if you're given the ideas, which I give loads of ideas in the book. It can be pretty easy to make a pretty powerful change.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and I'll read.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care. Bye, Robert.
Bye.